The first light of dawn broke through the gray clouds, but the world no longer felt alive. The streets were empty, cities silent, and the air thick with smoke and fear. What once used to be laughter, traffic, and chaos was now only whispers of a dying world. The invasion had begun 3 months ago, and humanity was losing. It started with a signal. Scientists from the International Space Station picked it up first. A strange repeating pattern, like a heartbeat, echoing from deep space. The signal came closer every day until it stopped, right above Earth. Then, the sky burned. Massive alien ships, dark and silent, appeared over every major city. They didn't come with warning or demands. They came with light, blinding blue beams that turned everything they touched into ash. Military jets tried to fight back, but their weapons barely scratched the alien hulls. Nuclear missiles were useless. Humanity's greatest power meant nothing to them. In the chaos, people ran, screamed, and prayed. Governments collapsed. Armies scattered. The invaders took millions, alive. No one knew why. Some believed the aliens were harvesting humans, others said they were studying them. Whatever the truth was, Earth had become their hunting ground. But humanity was not done yet. Deep underground, in the ruins of old cities, survivors gathered. Small groups, soldiers, engineers, doctors, hackers, people who refused to surrender. Among them was Captain Ryan Hale, a former Marine who had seen too many wars. He had lost his family on the first day of the invasion, but his eyes still burned with quiet rage. Ryan moved through the dark tunnels beneath what used to be New York City. The sound of dripping water echoed through the silence. Behind him walked Zara, a young hacker barely 20, carrying a small device glowing faint blue. "Are you sure this thing will work?" Ryan asked, his voice low. Zara smirked. "It's not about being sure, Captain. It's about making them bleed." Her device, called Pulse, was built from stolen alien tech. It could interfere with their communication signals. If it worked, even for a few seconds, it could give humans a chance to strike back. They reached an old subway station, now turned into a rebel hideout. Rusted trains stood like dead beasts, and humans had built homes inside their hollow shells. As Ryan walked in, eyes turned to him, faces pale, tired, but hopeful. He placed his rifle on a crate and looked at the group. "We hit them tonight," he said firmly. "Their patrol ship will pass over the east sector at 2300 hours. Zara will jam their link. We'll board it and take one of their own alive." A murmur ran through the crowd. No one had ever captured one of the aliens before. They were tall, armored, their faces hidden behind masks of glass and metal. People called them specters. "Captain," an older soldier said, "if we fail, they'll burn the whole sector." Ryan's jaw tightened. "Then we don't fail." That night, the world above was silent. The moonlight cut through smoke as shadows moved on rooftops. The rebels took position, weapons ready. Zara crouched beside a power box, hands trembling slightly as she connected the pulse device. 5 seconds, she whispered. "Once I trigger it, they won't hear each other." Ryan nodded, his eyes locked on the sky. Then, there it was. A dark shape moving between the clouds, silent like a predator. The alien ship glowed faint blue underneath, scanning the ground. "Now," Ryan said. Zara pressed the button. A shockwave of blue light burst silently, spreading across the air. For a moment, the ship flickered, its hum broke into static. The rebels fired grappling hooks, ropes, and climbed like ghosts. Ryan led the charge, climbing up the side of the alien vessel as gunfire burst below. Inside, the ship's corridors pulsed with strange light. Alien symbols shifted across the walls like living veins. Ryan moved fast, weapon raised. From the shadows, a tall figure appeared, an alien soldier, its armor shimmering like liquid metal. The alien raised its weapon, but Ryan was faster. 3 bullets hit its chest, sparking against the armor. It stumbled but didn't fall. Instead, it reached out and grabbed Ryan by the throat, lifting him off the ground. Its eyes, cold, silver, stared into his. Then, Zara appeared behind it. She jammed the pulse device into its back and triggered it. The alien screamed, a deep, mechanical roar, and dropped Ryan. Its body convulsed, sparks flying from its armor, before collapsing. Ryan gasped for air, looking at the fallen creature. Its mask cracked open slightly, revealing pale skin underneath, almost human, but not. "What are they?" Zara whispered. Ryan stared for a long moment. "We'll find out." He signaled his team. "Bag it. We're taking it back." As they vanished into the night with their first alien prisoner, the city lights flickered, and far above, one of the massive motherships shifted its course toward them. The aliens had noticed. And humanity's nightmare was just beginning. Deep beneath the ruins, the air smelled of oil, smoke, and fear. The rebel base was hidden inside the remains of an old subway system, where old trains had become walls, labs, and sleeping quarters. Now, one of those metal cars had been turned into a makeshift interrogation room. The captured alien lay chained to the floor, its strange armor sparking with faint blue light. Even tied down, it looked dangerous. Its body was tall, nearly 7 feet, and its skin was pale silver, smooth like glass. Tubes ran along its arms, pulsing faint light, as if something alive moved inside. Captain Ryan stood a few feet away, watching. His rifle hung by his side, his face calm but sharp. Around him, the other rebels watched in silence. Some were terrified. Others were curious. Zara entered, holding a tablet connected to the alien's gear. "It's still alive," she said softly. "Heart rate strange, but stable. I can't read its systems. Everything's encrypted in some alien code." Ryan nodded. "Then we'll have to ask the old-fashioned way." He crouched beside the alien, his voice firm but calm. "You understand me?" For a long moment, nothing happened. Then, slowly, the alien's eyes opened. They weren't eyes like a human's, more like pools of molten silver that shimmered with faint light. It stared at Ryan, studying him, as if trying to see through him. "You are persistent," the alien said at last, its voice deep and metallic, like 2 tones speaking at once. Zara stepped back, shocked. "It can speak English." The alien tilted its head. "We learn fast." Ryan's expression didn't change. "Why did you come here? Why are you killing us?" The alien's gaze shifted toward the ceiling, as if looking through the ground above. "Killing? You misunderstand. We came to cleanse." "Cleanse," Zara repeated, anger flashing in her eyes. "You burned our cities. You took people, children." The alien's voice remained calm. "Your species was not meant to exist this long. You were a mistake that survived." Ryan's jaw tightened. "A mistake. You were designed for labor," the alien said, eyes glowing brighter. "Your world was once ours. We seeded it. You were built to serve." A cold silence filled the room. Every human stared in disbelief. Ryan leaned closer. "That's a lie." The alien didn't blink. "You call it evolution. We call it disobedience. Your kind escaped control long ago. We returned to finish what was left undone." Zara's voice trembled. "So we were created by you." The alien didn't answer. Instead, its silver eyes flickered weakly, as if its strength was fading. Then it whispered, "You cannot win. You don't understand what waits above." Before anyone could respond, the lights flickered. The sound of static filled the room. Zara looked at her tablet. Every system was glitching. "Something's wrong," she said quickly. "They're tracking us." Ryan turned to the others. "Move the prisoner now. Hide everything." But it was too late. The ground shook. Dust rained from the ceiling. A deep rumble rolled through the tunnels like thunder. Then, boom! A massive explosion tore through the far wall, throwing people to the floor. Blinding blue light cut through the smoke as alien drones swarmed in, floating silently, scanning the humans with glowing lenses. Panic erupted. Gunfire burst across the room, echoing through the tunnels. Ryan grabbed Zara and pulled her behind a metal crate. "We have to move. Get the pulse." She reached for her bag, fumbling through wires. "It's broken, I can't." Before she could finish, one of the drones turned toward her. A beam of blue light shot out, but Ryan shoved her aside and fired, hitting the drone dead center. It exploded, sparks flying across the walls. More rebels joined the fight, but the aliens were fast, too fast. Their weapons cut through concrete like paper. One by one, the rebels fell back, deeper into the tunnels. The captured alien, still chained, began to laugh, a slow metallic sound that sent chills through everyone. "Run," it said. "You only delay the inevitable." Ryan stared at it, rage burning in his eyes. "You think you can erase us?" He grabbed his rifle and pointed it straight at the alien's head. "We built this world with our blood. You want to take it back? You'll choke on it first." The alien's eyes glowed brighter. "You still don't understand. We are not the conquerors." "What do you mean?" Ryan demanded. The alien whispered, its voice now almost human. "We are running from something worse." And before Ryan could ask another question, the alien's body went stiff. The tubes on its arms burst open, spraying silver liquid. The creature convulsed, and then exploded into a cloud of glowing dust. The blast knocked everyone back. When the light faded, only a scorched mark remained on the floor. Zara coughed, covering her mouth. It self-destructed. Ryan stared at the burn mark, his heart pounding. No. It was silenced. He turned toward the rest of the survivors, who were shaking with fear. "They're hiding something. Whatever's coming, it's not just them." Outside, the night sky flashed with streaks of blue light as more alien ships descended. But among the chaos, one human broadcast went out across the remaining free zones. Ryan's voice echoed through radios and screens. "Humanity is still alive. We're not done fighting. And if they think we were made to serve, then they're about to see what their creation is truly capable of." As the message spread, across the burning cities and shattered wastelands, humans everywhere began to rise again. The war for Earth was no longer just survival. It had become revenge. The world was burning, but humanity had begun to fight back. Ryan Hale's message spread like wildfire through broken radios, stolen transmitters, and underground networks. Across continents, survivors who thought they were alone suddenly realized they weren't. Hidden in ruined cities, under collapsed highways, and deep in old military bunkers, small resistance cells started to connect. They called themselves the Remnant. For the first time since the invasion began, the aliens faced something they hadn't expected: human coordination. Days later, Ryan and his team sat in a damp, candlelit chamber beneath the shattered remains of the United Nations building. Maps were spread across a steel table. Lines of red marked invasion zones, blue dots showed human strongholds. Zara leaned over the table, tapping her cracked tablet. "Every time they attack, they follow the same signal pattern. Like they're searching for something, not just humans." Ryan frowned. "Searching for what?" Before she could answer, a low hum filled the air. The few working lights flickered. Everyone froze. "Is that?" one soldier began. Zara looked at her screen. "No. This isn't them. It's something else." The hum grew louder, until suddenly, the air shimmered. A hologram burst to life in the center of the room, a human figure, tall and thin, face half covered by a digital mask. "Who the hell are you?" Ryan demanded, raising his weapon. The hologram spoke calmly. "Name's Dr. Elias Voss. I was part of the Europa Deep Research Division. If you're seeing this, it means my message finally reached someone." Zara blinked. "Europa? As in Jupiter's moon?" The hologram nodded. "The aliens you're fighting, call them what you will, they're not an empire. They're refugees." The room fell silent. "Refugees?" Ryan repeated, disbelief in his voice. Yes, the hologram said. They fled something far worse. We called it the Devourer. A self-replicating intelligence that consumes biological life and metal alike. A machine swarm with a single goal, absorb everything. Zara's eyes widened. Are you saying there's something out there even they fear? The hologram flickered, static breaking through its voice. They came here to hide, not to conquer. But they fear humanity will attract it. You see, humans broadcast everything. Our signals, our technology, it's like a beacon in the dark. Ryan clenched his fists. So their cleansing is just them trying to erase us to stay hidden. The hologram's tone darkened. Exactly. They think if they silence humanity, the Devourer won't find Earth. But it's already listening. I saw it on Europa. It's coming. The image glitched, and the voice began to fade. You must find the signal core, inside one of their motherships. It's the only way to understand their technology, and maybe fight what's coming. Then the hologram vanished, leaving only silence. Zara whispered, so, we're fighting the wrong enemy? Ryan looked at the map again. No, he said slowly. We're fighting for our right to exist. But maybe, he looked up. We're not the only ones trying to survive. That night, the team prepared for their most dangerous mission yet, to infiltrate one of the alien motherships. The plan was insane. The alien vessels floated miles above the ground, surrounded by drones and energy fields. But if they could reach the signal core, maybe they could find proof of the Devourer, or even turn the aliens' tech against them. Zara worked through the night, building a new version of the pulse device, stronger, faster, and able to mask human biosigns for a few minutes. She called it Ghost. At dawn, the team gathered near the surface. The sky above was filled with smoke and the faint blue glow of alien patrols. Ryan looked at his team, Zara, 2 soldiers, and a medic. We get in, grab the core, and get out. No heroics. Zara smirked. You saying that for us or yourself, Captain? He didn't answer, just smiled faintly. They moved through the ruins, staying low. When the nearest patrol ship passed overhead, Zara activated Ghost. A faint ripple of distortion surrounded them, like invisible mist, and the alien scanners swept right past. Still holding, Zara whispered, checking her screen. But we've got less than 7 minutes. They reached a ruined skyscraper that leaned dangerously to one side. From the top, the mothership hung in the sky like a dark moon. A massive beam of light connected it to the ground, a transport field. Ryan checked his watch. This is it. Once we're in, there's no turning back. They stepped into the beam. Instantly, they were lifted upward, their bodies dissolving into light. The world below blurred into colors, then darkness. When they reappeared, they were standing inside the alien ship. The floor pulsed with energy beneath their feet. The walls were alive, veins of glowing blue light that moved like breathing skin. Stay sharp, Ryan whispered. We don't know what's waiting. They moved through the corridors, silent, scanning each path. Then Zara stopped, pointing ahead. There. That chamber, it's got the highest energy reading. They entered a vast hall filled with floating crystals, humming softly. In the center was a sphere of liquid metal, the signal core. As they approached, images flashed across its surface, alien worlds burning, silver ships fleeing, a black swarm devouring everything in its path. Ryan stared. My God, it's real. Zara touched her tablet to the sphere. Downloading data. Just give me a few seconds. But before she could finish, the walls around them came alive. The light turned red. Alarms howled in an alien tone. They know we're here. Dozens of armored figures dropped from the ceiling, weapons drawn. Ryan fired first, ducking behind cover. The room exploded with light and chaos. Zara, how much longer? He shouted. 30 seconds, she yelled, typing furiously. Ryan fired again, hitting one alien square in the chest. It fell, but more came. One of his soldiers went down, hit by a plasma bolt. Zara's device beeped. Got it. Ryan grabbed her hand. Then we're leaving. They ran, dodging fire, heading for the exit. As they reached the outer corridor, the ship shook violently. Outside the windows, a dark shadow moved across the stars, a shape larger than any ship, spreading like smoke. Zara stopped, eyes wide. Ryan, is that? He turned and saw it. A black wave, silent and endless, moving through space. It wasn't a fleet. It wasn't even alive in a way anyone understood. It was the Devourer. Ryan stared in horror. It's already here. The alien mothership began to turn, as if trying to flee Earth's orbit. Sirens blared in alien tones. For the first time, the invaders looked afraid. Ryan clenched his jaw. We're not running. We fight, for all of us. As the humans escaped back toward Earth, the stars behind them went dark. The real war was about to begin. The storm in the sky had no sound, only a silence that felt alive. The Devourer had arrived. From space, it looked like a black ocean spreading across the stars, swallowing light itself. Earth's night sky, once filled with stars, was now a void. Every satellite feed went dark within minutes. Alien motherships that once moved with perfect order were now in chaos, breaking formation, firing into the darkness. The invaders, once gods of destruction, were now running for their lives. Ryan Hale stood on the surface again, watching the sky burn. Around him, the ruins of the world glowed with flashes of alien energy and human fire. Zara stood beside him, clutching the alien data drive tight to her chest. It's spreading fast, she said quietly. Whatever that thing is, it's not just attacking. It's eating. Ryan turned to her. Can we use what you downloaded? I'm still decoding it, she replied. But I think there's something inside the data, some kind of weapon design. The aliens called it the Pulse of Origin. Before they could say more, a deep tremor shook the ground. Above them, one of the alien motherships descended, smoke trailing behind it. It wasn't attacking, it was crashing. Move! Ryan shouted. They ran as the massive ship tore through the skyline, slamming into the ruins with a deafening roar. Fire erupted everywhere. When the smoke cleared, Ryan saw something move inside the wreckage. Not debris, someone. It was an alien commander, armor shattered, dragging itself from the flames. It collapsed onto the ground, coughing in a strange, metallic rhythm. Ryan raised his weapon, but Zara grabbed his arm. Wait. It's wounded. The alien looked up, silver blood leaking from cracks in its armor. Human, we must talk. Ryan hesitated. Talk? You invaded our world. The alien's eyes flickered weakly. The Devourer does not stop. It follows signal, consumes all life. If it reaches your oceans, your sky, it will not end with you. Zara stepped closer. Then help us stop it. The alien nodded slowly. We can't. But together, maybe. That moment changed everything. Hours later, deep beneath the rubble, humans and surviving aliens sat together for the first time. Weapons were still drawn, eyes filled with mistrust, but the sound of the Devourer tearing through the upper atmosphere reminded them of one truth. They would all die if they didn't fight side by side. Ryan and the alien commander, who called itself Corel, stood before a table covered in holographic projections. Zara translated their tech into readable data, her fingers moving fast. The Pulse of Origin, she said, pointing at a glowing model. It's not a weapon, it's a signal generator. It can send an energy wave strong enough to erase all machine code in a large radius. That includes the Devourer. Corel's voice rumbled softly. But the pulse requires a core, a living host to power it. Ryan frowned. You mean, someone has to die to use it? Corel looked at him with cold, ancient eyes. Yes. The pulse feeds on neural energy. It consumes the mind to ignite. The room went silent. The humans exchanged uneasy glances. Zara whispered, "We don't have time to build anything else. If that thing reaches the surface, we're finished." Outside, thunder rolled, not from weather, but from the sky itself cracking open. Pieces of the alien fleet were falling like meteors, burning through the atmosphere. Ryan looked up at the projections again. "How long until the Devourer reaches the surface?" Karel replied, "Hours." Ryan turned to Zara. "Can you get the pulse working?" She nodded slowly. "Maybe. But someone will have to interface with it directly. Their brain becomes the trigger." Ryan's eyes hardened. "Then I'll do it." Zara's head snapped up. "No. You can't. You're the only one keeping these people together." Ryan stepped closer. "And that's exactly why I have to. If this works, humanity lives. If it doesn't, none of this matters." Karel watched him for a long moment, then said quietly, "You remind me of the first of us. The ones who fought the Devourer long ago. They too chose death over fear." Zara's hands trembled as she connected cables to the alien core. The room filled with a deep, pulsing hum. "Once we start this, we can't stop," she said. Ryan placed a hand on her shoulder. "Just promise me one thing, if I don't make it, make sure the world knows we didn't go quietly." Zara swallowed hard, tears in her eyes. "You'll make it. You have to." The pulse device began to glow brighter, energy building like a heartbeat. The walls trembled. Outside, the sky had turned black. From the clouds above, long metallic tendrils reached down. The Devourer had entered the atmosphere. Karel stepped forward, placing one of his hands on the pulse core beside Ryan's. "We will share the link. One human. One of us. Equal." Ryan looked at him, surprised. "You'd die for this too?" Karel's eyes dimmed. "I will not let my kind's mistake consume another world." The pulse roared to life. Blinding light filled the chamber. Electricity crackled through the air, shaking the walls apart. Zara screamed over the noise. "It's charging, 30 seconds." Ryan could feel his mind slipping, the pulse reaching into his thoughts, showing flashes, memories of his family, the war, the invasion. And then something else, a vision of the Devourer, endless and hungry, moving through galaxies like a storm. He grit his teeth, fighting to stay conscious. "Now, Zara. Do it now." Zara slammed her hand on the control panel. The pulse exploded outward, a wave of white energy expanding across the sky. The tendrils of the Devourer froze in midair, then shattered like glass. The entire swarm convulsed and collapsed, falling apart piece by piece, until the darkness above began to clear. For a brief moment, the sky was silent again. Then everything went black. When Zara woke up hours later, the air was cold and quiet. The pulse device was gone, reduced to dust. Karel's armor lay empty beside it. And Ryan. He was gone too. Zara fell to her knees, tears falling onto the broken floor. Through the shattered ceiling above, sunlight pierced the clouds for the first time in months. The Devourer was gone. The war was over. But humanity had paid its price. As Zara stood, she whispered into her broken communicator, voice trembling. "This is Zara Hale, reporting from what's left of New York. Earth is free. But we are not the same. We saw the darkness, and we became something else." Behind her, the horizon burned with golden light. In the distance, the surviving alien ships hovered silently, watching. For the first time, there was no hatred between them. Only understanding. The nightmare had ended. But something far greater had awakened. A week after the pulse, the world was quiet. Too quiet. No alien ships in the sky, no Devourer tendrils tearing through clouds. Just silence. The kind of silence that felt unreal after months of war and death. Zara Hale walked through the ruins of what used to be Manhattan. The air was heavy with smoke and dust, but for the first time, sunlight broke through the clouds. The city, half collapsed and half burned, looked almost peaceful under the golden light. She carried a small transmitter on her shoulder, her voice echoing through broken buildings. "This is Zara Hale of the Remnant. The pulse was successful. The Devourer is gone. The war is over." Static answered her for a moment, then faint voices came through from distant survivors. From London, Cairo, Tokyo, and even fragments of Antarctica. Humanity was alive, scattered, wounded, but alive. And somewhere among the ruins, so were the aliens. Zara made her way toward the crash site of Karel's ship, the one that had fallen days ago during the pulse. Alien metal still glowed faint blue under the sunlight, the ground around it scorched. What she found inside surprised her. It wasn't empty. A group of alien survivors stood in the wreckage, repairing their armor and building strange beacons from salvaged parts. When they saw Zara, weapons were raised instantly, but then lowered. One of them stepped forward, tall and lean, his armor marked with the same sigil Karel had worn. His voice was deep and calm. "You are the one who ended it." Zara nodded slowly. "Ryan Hale ended it. Not me." The alien tilted his head. "He shared his essence with our commander. The pulse linked them. Their minds became one before they vanished." Zara frowned. "What do you mean, linked?" The alien placed a clawed hand on a nearby console, activating a small hologram. 2 energy signatures appeared, one human, one alien, merging into a single pulse wave. When the device activated, the alien said, their consciousnesses fused to stabilize the blast. They did not die in the normal way. Zara's heart raced. "You're saying Ryan might still be out there?" The alien's eyes flickered. "Not alive. Not dead. The pulse carried them beyond this plane, into the network of energy that connects all living minds. Perhaps he still exists, somewhere between worlds." Zara stepped back, her chest tightening. "Then we have to find him." But before the alien could respond, her transmitter crackled. "Zara, this is Command Base Sigma. You need to hear this. We've picked up another signal." Her stomach dropped. "From where?" "From orbit. It's faint, but it's not ours, and it's not Devourer code either. It's human." Zara turned to the alien. "Can you decode long-range transmissions?" The alien nodded once. "Show me." Hours later, they stood together in an underground bunker, the transmission projected onto the wall. The signal was weak, distorted, but slowly it became clear. A voice. Familiar. "This is Captain Ryan Hale. If anyone can hear me. I'm not where I was. The pulse didn't kill me. It opened something. A gate." Zara froze, her eyes wide. "Ryan." The voice continued, echoing through static. "The Devourer wasn't just a machine. It's part of something bigger, something ancient. And it's still moving, just slower. I've seen it. It's rebuilding, far beyond the solar system." The recording flickered, his voice fading in and out. "You have to prepare. The pulse saved Earth, but it woke something else. Something watching. It knows we're still here. Tell them this isn't the end." The signal cut out. The bunker went silent. Zara's hands shook as she turned toward the alien commander. "He's alive, or part of him is. And if he's right," she took a deep breath, "then we're not done yet." The alien's expression was unreadable. If the Devourer survived, it will not return alone. It adapts to every world it consumes. Zara looked out through the bunker's broken window, where sunlight fell over a wounded but living Earth. "Then we'll adapt too." Weeks passed. Under Zara's leadership, the Remnant grew into something new, a combined human-alien alliance. They began rebuilding communication towers, clearing cities, and studying alien technology left behind. Karel's people, though few, shared their knowledge of energy manipulation and biotech. In return, humans taught them resource engineering, medicine, and the art of resilience. Together, they built something no one had imagined possible, a fragile unity. But the peace didn't erase the fear. Everyone knew it was temporary. Late one night, Zara stood on top of an old radio tower. The stars were visible again, distant, bright, and cold. She pressed her hand to the small recorder she wore on her wrist. "Captain Hale," she whispered. "If you're still out there, we heard you. And we'll be ready." From above, a faint shimmer crossed the sky. Not a ship, not debris, just a flicker of light, like someone had answered her. She smiled faintly, whispering, "We're not done yet." Far beyond Earth's orbit, in the black silence of space, something stirred. A faint echo pulsed through the void, a mix of human thought and alien code, carrying Ryan Hale's fragmented consciousness. He drifted in the endless dark, aware but unbound, surrounded by whispers that weren't his own. The devourer was still there, broken, scattered, but alive. And deeper still, beyond the reach of light, something else was watching both of them. Something older than stars. Ryan's fading voice echoed through the void. "If they come again, humanity won't be the hunted." He looked out into the infinite black. "Next time, we'll be the nightmare." 3 months after the pulse, Earth had started breathing again. The skies were clear. Oceans shimmered blue for the first time in years. Humanity, scarred but unbroken, was rebuilding. Yet beneath the calm surface, a storm was gathering. Zara Hale stood in the new command center beneath the Rockies, staring at the holographic display of Earth's orbit. Red dots, alien debris, still floated up there. But now, faint green signatures blinked among them. "Energy echoes," said Dr. Leon Kruger, her chief scientist. "They appear and disappear, like ghosts. Every pattern matches human brainwave frequencies, but amplified." Zara's gaze darkened. "You're saying those signals could be?" He nodded grimly. "Ryan." Silence filled the room. The others shifted uneasily. The idea that a man could exist beyond matter, inside a signal, was too much for most. But Zara had seen stranger things. The alien commander Karel II, a tall warrior named Servac, stood beside her. If the human leader's mind persists in the energy field, it may be the bridge between worlds. The Devourer's network still hums in the deep void. Perhaps he is connected. Zara turned toward him. "Then we need to find a way to reach him." Servac's mandibles flexed, a sign of concern. "Communicating with the field is dangerous. It's not a place for mortal minds. It consumes what touches it." Zara crossed her arms. "It consumed him once, and he fought his way through. If he's reaching out, he has a reason." Leon frowned. "Or a warning." Just then, the lights flickered. The air shimmered with static. A voice crackled through every speaker at once. Broken, distorted, familiar. "Zara, you have to listen." Everyone froze. Zara's heart raced. "Ryan." The voice pulsed again, cutting in and out like a heartbeat. "They're not gone. The Devourer left fragments, codes, sleeping in the machines you salvaged. Wake up, they'll wake it." The signal spiked, throwing sparks from nearby consoles. The holographic map flickered, then went red. Leon shouted, "Shut down the system." Servac roared an alien command, slamming a clawed hand on the emergency cutout. The lights dimmed. Silence. Then, another voice. Not Ryan's. "You cannot silence evolution." The hologram twisted, displaying an enormous black shape forming in orbit, sprawling tendrils spreading like veins of ink. Zara whispered, "No." Leon stared in horror. "It's reforming. The Devourer's code, it's rebuilding itself from orbital debris." Servac bared his fangs. "Impossible. The pulse destroyed its core." Zara's voice was low, cold. "Then that's not its core." The shape flickered again, glimpses of something metallic, almost alive. Then, through the chaos, Ryan's voice broke through once more. "Zara, don't use the power, don't trust the signal." The message cut off. The base plunged into silence. Zara's fists clenched. He's trying to warn us. Whatever that thing is, it's using his connection to reach us. Servac stepped forward. Then we must sever the link before it consumes both worlds. Leon hesitated. If we cut the signal, we lose him forever. Zara looked at the screen, Ryan's faint waveform still visible like a heartbeat among the noise. She whispered, "I'm not losing him again." That night, Zara went to the Aegis chamber, a massive alien hybrid device built beneath the mountain, powered by fragments of the pulse core. It was supposed to generate defensive shields against spaceborne threats. But now, she had a different use in mind. She stood before the glowing blue console, hands trembling slightly. The air buzzed with energy. Leon's voice came through her earpiece. "Zara, the signal's unstable. If you open a channel, it could tear your neural pathways apart." "I know," she said. "But Ryan's the only one who's seen what's coming." Servac approached, his tone heavy. "Human bravery is admirable. Human recklessness is suicidal." She gave a faint smirk. "Sometimes they're the same thing." Then she activated the chamber. Light exploded around her. Her mind stretched, her heartbeat synced with the hum of alien machinery. In a flash, she wasn't standing in the bunker anymore, she was floating. An ocean of static surrounded her, shifting lights, voices, thoughts. Shapes moved in the void, memories, dreams, code fragments. And then she saw him. Ryan Hale. Or what was left of him. He stood on a flickering platform of light, his form broken by streams of energy flowing through his body. His eyes glowed faint blue. "Zara!" His voice echoed, layered, distant. "You shouldn't have come here." She stepped closer, her mind trembling under the pressure. "I had to. You warned us about the Devourer. It's coming back." He shook his head slowly. "No. That's not the Devourer. It's what comes after." Her pulse raced. "What do you mean?" Ryan's image flickered. The Devourer was only a seed, a tool used by something far older. The pulse didn't destroy it. It woke it. Zara stared at him, fear creeping up her spine. "What's coming?" He looked past her, into the shifting dark. "It's called the Architect. The first intelligence. The one that built the Devourers to prepare galaxies for harvesting." The void trembled around them, like a heartbeat growing louder. "Zara," Ryan said, his voice breaking apart. "Listen to me carefully. The Architect is coming for Earth. But it doesn't want to destroy us. It wants to use us." Her voice cracked. "How do we stop it?" Ryan's form fractured into shards of light. "You can't stop what built the stars. But you can change what it finds." "What does that mean?" she shouted. Before he could answer, a massive shadow blotted out everything, a colossal, unseen shape rippling through the void. Zara felt her mind collapsing under its gaze. Ryan reached out, his voice echoing through her fading consciousness. "Wake up, Zara. Before it finds you." She gasped awake inside the chamber, alarms blaring. Leon and Servac pulled her free, smoke rising from the consoles. Leon's eyes were wide. "Zara, what did you see?" She struggled to breathe, still shaking. "It's not over." The pulse wasn't an ending, it was a signal flare. Servac frowned. "For what?" She looked at them both, her eyes burning with new resolve. "For whatever's coming next." The stars were no longer silent. High above Earth, the night sky rippled as if reality itself was breathing. Faint lines of light spread across space like glowing veins, each pulse stronger than the last. Humanity had seen war, fire, and invasion, but nothing like this. Zara Hale stood on the observation deck of the rebuilt orbital station Vanguard 1, staring into the impossible. The void was bending, and something colossal was trying to emerge. Dr. Leon Kruger's voice trembled through the comms. "The readings are off the scale. It's not energy, it's rewriting spacetime itself." Servac, the alien warrior, stood beside Zara, his blade humming softly. It's the architect, he growled. The first mind. The one that shaped the devourers. We were only its instruments. Zara clenched her jaw. Not anymore. The station shook violently. A vast geometric structure began forming in orbit, an enormous lattice of light and darkness, stretching for hundreds of kilometers. It wasn't a ship. It was a design, a blueprint being built into the fabric of space. From deep within the static, Ryan's voice echoed through the comms again, broken but urgent. Zara, it's started. The architect is rewriting the code of life itself. It's using Earth as the anchor. Zara's breath caught. Ryan, we can still reach you. Tell us how to stop it. You can't stop it, he said, his voice flickering with digital distortion. But you can change what it becomes. Leon shouted from the console. He's right. It's copying the planet's biological data, every gene, every mind, turning it into a digital pattern. If we can feed it new data, we could corrupt the design. Servac turned sharply. You mean, infect the architect? Zara nodded slowly. Yes. Just like we infected the devourers with the pulse. Leon hesitated. But that signal nearly killed Ryan. This time, the power output could erase everything within 1,000 miles. Zara's eyes hardened. Then we give it something worth dying for. The station descended into chaos as alarms wailed. Engineers and soldiers rushed to prepare the pulse core, the last remnant of the weapon that had saved humanity once before. Now, they would use it again, but not as a weapon. As a message. Zara entered the core chamber. The air shimmered blue with energy. Ryan's fragmented consciousness had been stored here for months, locked within a containment field. His voice echoed faintly through the static. You're really going to do it? Zara placed a hand on the glass. You taught me one thing, Ryan. Humanity doesn't just survive. We adapt. If you connect me to the pulse, I can merge with it, he said quietly. I can rewrite the architect's pattern. But once I do, there's no coming back. Zara's throat tightened. There's always a way back. He gave a faint, digital laugh. That's what I used to tell you. Servac entered the chamber, his armor cracked but gleaming. The window is closing. The structure is forming around the planet. If we act now, we might still sever the connection. Zara nodded. Do it. As the pulse core powered up, the entire orbital station glowed like a miniature sun. Beams of energy linked the satellites surrounding Earth, forming a vast network of light, humanity's last stand written across the sky. Down below, billions looked up at the strange aurora spreading across the heavens. For the first time, humans and aliens alike watched together, united by fear, hope, and defiance. The architect's form finally emerged. It wasn't a creature. It wasn't even physical. It was a living equation, an infinite web of geometry and light, its voice not heard but felt in every mind. Children of carbon, you were never meant to dream. Zara gritted her teeth as her vision blurred. We don't need your permission. The pulse core screamed to life. Energy surged through every circuit, every relay. The containment field shattered, and Ryan's digital essence flooded into the system. For a heartbeat, the entire world seemed to stop. Then, light. Ryan's consciousness merged with the pulse. His voice filled every channel, calm and clear. This is humanity. We are chaos. We are pain. We are hope. The pulse erupted, spreading across space in a blinding wave. The architect's lattice trembled. Patterns broke. Equations failed. For the first time in eternity, the first mind hesitated. What have you done? The architect's voice thundered. Ryan's voice echoed, stronger now. Part human, part machine. You built us to serve your design. But you gave us what you could never understand. Choice. The pulse expanded again, burning through the architect's structure like wildfire through glass. One by one, its tendrils dissolved into light. In the control room, alarms exploded. Leon shouted over the noise. The station's going critical. We have to evacuate. Zara ignored him, watching the holographic display as Ryan's signal spread across the stars. He's rewriting the pattern, she whispered. Servac roared as the structure outside imploded. He's winning. But then, silence. The light faded. The architect's form dissolved completely, leaving behind a single spark of blue, drifting through the void. Hours later, Earth's sky returned to calm. The stars were steady again. The alien ships that once haunted the horizon now drifted lifeless, their control systems fried. Humanity was safe. In the ruins of Vanguard 1, Zara floated among the debris, her oxygen running low. Her radio crackled faintly, one final signal. Zara. Her eyes widened. Ryan. It worked. The architect's pattern is gone. The universe is free again. Tears welled in her eyes. You did it. Come home. There was a long pause. I can't. My mind is part of the network now. But I can see it all, Zara. The stars. They're alive. She bit her lip, fighting back a sob. You're not alone out there. Neither are you. The signal faded into the background static. Then, one last whisper. Keep watching the sky. When it glows blue, that'll be me. Zara closed her eyes as the sun rose over the curve of Earth. Light washed across her face, warm and alive. Humanity had survived, not by power, but by will. Ryan Hale, the man who became more than human, was gone, yet everywhere. His sacrifice had rewritten the code of existence. And somewhere, beyond the reach of time, the architect's final words echoed in the void. Perhaps, they were never my design at all.